0.3 starting base tax in one location and a subject of another nation. This is gonna be a big experience video because we're gonna play as Republic of Dithmarschen, switch into a peasant republic and dominate the northern Germany. You see, they don't have much content by themselves. It's one dynamic historical event which is related to being a peasant republic, but there will be plenty of content for being Holstein, German, Catholic, Christian, etc. Fasten seatbelts because that's gonna be an hour of first a lot of pain and then rapid scaling. If you don't subscribe yet, make sure to do it right now because I know half of you don't subscribe to the channel yet. That's gonna be the hardest campaign I will have so far because Dithmarschen, my friend, starts with as an OPM and also as a subject of much bigger Brema. First thing that we need to do, 1998 great power. First thing that we have to do is to take a government reform that is gonna take us to become a peasant republic. Remember, your country can have one major reform. Peasant republic is reducing your nobles' satisfaction and power while increasing your peasants' satisfaction and power. It is a free government reform, so I'll be able to still take 2 more. And it also gives you production efficiency as well as decentralization and free subjects. Of course, it's also gonna take some time to get enacted. And only then I'm gonna unlock that +1 slot bonus. On top of that, on the start of the game, I'm gonna go and take diplomatic reputation and capacity. That's gonna be very important for the gameplay that we are planning. Then overall, we are extremely poor. 0.3 of tax base at the start, a rural location, that's also a problem of our region. There are not many towns, and if I want a town, I have to conquer it because I'll never have money to create it myself before conquering stuff. So let's me go ahead and take some privileges for all of this free just to increase the loyalty to be able to, first of all, tax them higher, and then over time they'll be able to start helping us with the buildings once they start making money. We want privileges that give out of loyalty, why not giving out of influence and also not giving many negative modifiers. Like this is great for the nobility. So is the navy, especially we'll be going towards naval societal value. Tax efficiency for sure, even though it gives a lot of influence, and stability investment cost. From the clergy I don't need much, especially that we cannot tax them, but we will certainly go and also take stability investment as well as efficiency of the cabinet. We don't want this to drop below 30 to not get a disaster. So here we're gonna get from the peasants the peasant levy size as well as combat efficiency, as well as nobles, as well as allowing them into parliament. Anyway, we are a peasant republic, so that's even part of the roleplay. That's it for now. I don't need much more. Let's just go ahead and automate the taxation and get some from minting. You see, it's not gonna be much money. We can choose some laws, and that's gonna be the education, where we're gonna go for the devu. No, that's a bait. That's a bait. This is changing for stability. This is changing for free. Over here we'll go definitely for the funding town cost. And let's see, we can marry anyone. We can marry a woman from Como, that's more prestige. For rivals, we'll go ahead and rival these guys here. And our cabinet members, just two at the start, they will be focusing on increasing our stability, as well as making us more disloyal to the overlord. For the advances, though, we definitely need the culture's capacity because by default we are over it. And then, actually don't have that many of the advances taken, so let's definitely take the ones that we should have, like disease resistance for sure. We did need that in a few years. But even also being able to build castles or like having a Republican assembly. The rest I will be taking slowly. See, our loyalty is already down to 57, but we need to get disloyal because I think this is required to start an independence movement. We need to be disloyal first. But anyway, working on that, we'll need to see what kind of rivals they'll take. I'll just start already improving. How about we go ahead and send them an insult, which as you see is gonna make us just slightly disloyal. So I can start the independent movement and start inviting people to it. On the cost side, I'll spend max on stability and legitimacy as it costs nothing, and I'll keep the spending on the diplomacy because we'll need the diplomats to handle stuff. Let's just start improving relations with Lunenburg, as they usually want you to help when you play as Dithmarschen. See, after 2 month ticks, we are disloyal, so I can go ahead, hostile actions and start independence movement. It's weird, in my test game I could do it first month, now I had to wait 2 months. Ah, yeah, because I played on the beta patch when I was testing, but the beta patch needs some polish before I play it. So, this is created. Now it just creates an international organization on the bottom of your screen and can start inviting nations to help you out. Like, for example, you see I can invite Holstein over here. Let's see if this guy has any allies. They don't have any allies. And ideally, I don't want to invite Lunenburg because they're big, they're gonna siege stuff and take for themselves, and I want to take as much as possible. So let me keep inviting more and more people. We just need the diplomats. Had to waste the diplomats on breaking the relations with Brema. Well, Lunenburg would like to help. How many troops will Brema have by themselves? Not much to them, of course. See, they will have 1.6 thousand. How about people that are about to help us? 1.2 thousand. Because it might be just, you know, too risky not to invite Lunenburg, especially if these guys get, yeah, allies. Let's invite Lunenburg and just simply start with them. I'll go with the safe option. I also don't need to show disloyalty anymore. Let's instead make sure to boost our Republican tradition. And now I'll be able to declare war. It's gonna cost 10 stability because we have over 50 of relations on each other. I already insulted them, I can't get it lower. But it's fine, you see, people that are in the international organization will automatically join the war. Let me immediately raise levies. One thing that I like what they changed is that the AIs are now much faster to actually raise the armies. It was so slow in some of the old patches, you could even occupy some of the nations, especially without the forts before they got the levies. Now it's fixed. Let's see what are gonna be their movements. We could try unifying with the stack of Holstein and soon also Zlewikk. Lunenburg, they'll probably go after these guys here. Oh yeah, Zlewikk. These guys are lost. I don't know why they're attacking. But yeah, Zlewikk is gonna attach to us. And we can just focus on sieging. What I don't like about the game is that, unlike in EU4, it's not first comes, first serve to get occupation. It's the strongest of the guys occupying, which is terrible. That's why I also don't want Lunenburg so much in the war, because that's what makes you lose the sieges so much to the other nations, and you have to count on them to transfer the occupation to you. You see, I did get the occupation, but Lunenburg suddenly is gonna take 7. Could I peace out before they siege down? That might be the best solution. I can't fully annex them because I'm a subject. And see, that's an improvement to EU4. It's automatically taking the independence. So let me do that, because otherwise Lunenburg is gonna take dislocations. And I will also take as much money as possible. Before I peace out, let me make sure to change this guy to give me diplomatic reputation, to get less antagonism. Yeah, now this is perfect. You see, the antagonism is gonna be decreasing over time. I need to also find allies, because without alliances I'm gonna get attacked by just someone stronger. Especially that, you see, I'll have over time, I think that's gonna update over a month tick. See, my control is gonna be shitty. I have to release subjects because of that. So let's just go ahead to relations, create subjects, custom. In this one location, and create a vassal. Maybe someone shitty. In here I can create another one. Maybe someone shitty. And this I will have to call myself. I cannot give everything to subjects because that will make them very disloyal very quickly. Oh, you want an alliance? Let's do this. Let's also make sure to improve relations with both of these subjects. And maybe even ally these guys if possible, but I think I'm just too weak to do so. See, I'm over so quickly over the relations limit with maximum spending. But I'm pretty sure there should be diplomatic capacity over here. Let's actually prioritize this over the institution or trade bonuses. An issue is I can't even trade if I wanted to because you need a town or city to get marketplaces. And I don't have any here. I will have to get one by conquests or building it over time. For building, we'll need more money. How about we actually replace this tool because this guy has nice military skills, so it's gonna be useful to integrate faster. So you for a month do this. You for a month also do something else. What we do a recovery actually. And now you can go ahead and start integrating, which should make it a bit faster. See, when you are a republic, lack of republican tradition gives you stability cost. That's why before I actually should spend money on stability, I should get my Republican tradition to 100. You see, stability cost us nothing overall, so I'm anyway spending maximum. Oh, yeah, and the control map mode updated. That was of course lying what I was showing you before because I didn't pass a month tick. And you can actually see that half of my economy is income from subjects, but that's still risky because they might get disloyal any moment. We need to scale fast. And with this Merchant Republic guarantee from taken, that is gonna unlock me that additional reform here. And we will go for the tax efficiency. I actually think that I don't have to prioritize all of this. Instead, just make sure I get that diplomatic capacity ASAP. The first stat strat, we're gonna start using it to change some laws. So let's just make sure that we get, yes, more diplomats for sure in diplomatic reputation. And let's see what we can change. It's not that much crucial stuff, but in the distribution of power, we are gonna go and get more crown power and maximum tax. It's not gonna change that huge because we don't tax much yet. But you see, they're loyal, so we can grab more tax, and also more crown power will mean more tax in general. And I can still pass their parliaments just to get the diplomats and the higher relations, and there's no need to lose stability. To see our tax efficiency already got from -10 to -1. I'm still over the relations limit, which is hurting my crown power. But this is at 13%, as you see. Here goes Age of Renaissance, so I can choose my first focuses. Over here, I think I'll go for the Diplo focus, which is like monthly diplomats. It's easier to learn from here. Marshes, casus belli creation, speed market attraction, trade maritime advantage, diplomatic reputation, improve relations. These two help a lot with expansion, especially in the HRE, subject income and war score cost. Age of Renaissance is also you see all of these modifiers. For example, it is increasing our diplomatic capacity, which is also already taking effect. A few guarantee forms. I could have waited probably with taking to choose one of this. But there's nothing really crucial, so I'll stay with what I have. But I have more diplomatic capacity. I see I have more tax efficiency because also my republic power is higher. My income 0.65, and I don't have to spend as much on this. Yeah, just to not be over the limits. Second Holstein would like to have an alliance. I think I'm gonna do that. Which requires me to pay a bit more for the diplomacy. That is fine, because we want to be protected from potential wars. If it costs 0.03 ducats, it's fine. But with this diplomatic capacity taken, plus 20%, I can just spend less again. And with 100 Republican tradition, it costs much less to maintain the court. And I can also change this guy to boost my stability instead. I should also run recovery effort here, just to make sure there's no devastation in the province, so it can start getting some prosperity slowly, but start getting some. And I'll make this guy head of the cabinet to speed up the integration speed. Let's expand as our antagonist is already down. And this guy here is a perfect target. So let me call another parliament. Oh, speed up integration process, please. Fabricate casus belli in this guys. And no, I'm not gonna grant a privilege. Ideally, I would like to say finish, but let's declare to warrant me with the subject. Should have enough power to beat this too. These guys won't help because they like me. See, I will wipe these guys right away so their allies will not be able to really help. Even better, my... No! No! Somebody else is already occupying them. But if I'm stronger... Oh. Am I taking over that occupation? No, it's Hansa. Yep. Okay, looks like this guy survived. I can still take them. And let's separate these guys here. I could take this technically, but I don't want a border gore and waste my antagonists on that location. So instead, let's just take reparations, money. How about we also humiliate them to get a bit of prestige? And no, I'm not gonna make them my vassal, to not make them loyal right now. Like this location here, right now I'm gonna take it for myself. But once I annex one of the subjects, I'll release a new subject here. I just don't like how this works, like how, because I'm so small, how this just keeps jumping whenever subjects become too strong. Like this guy, for example, is 5.6. I think without levies that should drop down again. Sometimes you just don't know what is impacting that. But in a few years, 3 years, I think less than 3 years, I should be able to start annexing the guys here. And our favorite event from EU4 is here coincided. Yeah. Black Death started. We're actually not so afraid of it because we don't have any towns and cities. But I'll be waiting for it to come. You see, after a few months, now this is down to 2.8. Yeah, these guys will be a problem. I still have some advances to be taken in the previous age, but I'm gonna prioritize some from Renaissance, just the ones that I need for my current gameplay, which is loyal to subjects and subjects' opinion. On the way, I'm gonna get more improved relation and embrace institution cost. There goes Black Death. Since I don't have any cities, I'm gonna just do the segregate the infected, which gives 15% disease resistance. And then I could also move court to hiding, but I don't really need that. And this is also not gonna really do much. Black Death is gonna come here for sure, and this is something that should help us survive, together with the fact that we don't have cities and towns. We can also now start annexing one of the subjects. Let's do the one on the south, as this should be faster. But since you see the culture is superior to ours, it's gonna be somewhat slower. Should I change my culture to Lower Saxon? Because that's most of my country, and that's where I'm gonna be expanding. I think I have to accept it first. Worst case, I'm gonna destroy my country. Let's do that. I don't have prestige. Let's for now... I don't have any way to get that prestige. But yeah, let's wait to get some prestige and then to accept it and switch our culture. While waiting, this is the Black Death. And also observe, you know, how it is changing, where it is right now. It's out of Italy, for example. And it should be also out of our terrain soon. So you drop a bit, but that's not a huge amount. Yeah, that's pretty much out now. We've lost 33,000, which is like 40%. So it's actually a lot. And this is a call from these guys fighting this too. Well, let's join it. But my levies are really decreased because of the war, but it should be easy. Maybe we can even get something out of this war, let's see. Sadly, they didn't give us anything, maybe next time. Did they break their alliances at least? Yeah, we could just wait now for the truce to end to attack them. Oh, we could attack these guys, because none of the allies would help. Crucial thing, I will need my subjects, because they by long have more troops than I do. So if I get subjects on time, should be fine. So how about we use this? To get a claim on Oldenburg. Let's do this. And ask for bigger levies. Yeah, that should help win that war. I could just do something else. I actually want conciliatory, but these two are useless. Let's declare that war. Oh, yeah. Let's just first make sure to send an insult, not get staff hit when declaring. Was it still... What's their opinion? It's still 70. Yeah, it's fine. Then it's fine. I have plenty of stability. Let's declare it. Looks like the levy's size decreased in the meantime. Let's make sure... Oh, because they're at war already. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. They were already going here. It's not good. I need to unite with my subjects, because this is not good. Let's run away as soon as we can. It should be saying in the battle when we can run away. I think we can now. Yeah, yeah, pretty much all of them died. Let's unite with our subjects, kill them and siege down. Actually, they're gonna fight some other battles, so I'm gonna prioritize sieging their locations, so nobody else is gonna do that. Because then, even though I'm crossing a river, yeah, that's an easy one. As soon they're running here. Yep, that's pretty much it. What's even important is I keep accumulating money so I can create my first town. They don't have any, so it's not of use. I see taking all of this, it's gonna be totally fine. It's actually already peasing out. I'll just, before pissing out, make sure that I take less antagonists as usual. And you see with this taken, the Dithmarschen is growing. Again, I cannot release a subject here because they would be disloyal. So let's wait for annexing these guys here first. Oh yeah, fishing villages give you some trade power, and I have some thanks to it. Let's actually stop the automation. Oh, you know what? Let's automate it, because when you look at the Zlewikk, my trade advantage is so low. None of my trades is going to be prioritized compared to the others, so I'll let them do that. So I could also get some buildings trade capacity to give me trade capacity, like fishing villages. It's so little of profit they're gonna give me. Let's focus saving money to create a town. Ideally we get it from a parliament. Actually, I should be looking for that next time we get a parliament, if there is an issue, a debate that gives me a town. Oh, I actually can get plus 50 trade advantage in Zlewikk from the event. So look, that magically, yes, I have 26 now. Even though I have unsupported merchants, we don't have much of trade capacity to actually leverage that. And I took over some monasteries and cathedrals through that war. Let's destroy them. So monasteries giving, you see, nothing really. Oh, isn't that... No, let's destroy all 3 buildings. That's a waste of money, and so is cathedral. I was losing 0.7 ducats a month for a moment because of this. Oh yeah, and let me show you. When you go to the Holy Roman Empire International Organization, you see at the bottom there will be what's called Imperial Peasant Republics. And obviously we are one of them. And Nuremberg would like to be my ally. Problem is I don't have capacity to accept that. Could be my saving for any war declarations on us. That's what I don't like, is that it doesn't say here anywhere how much of diplomatic capacity an alliance is gonna cost you. And see, Nuremberg is actually not that bad. I just have to, yeah, annex the subject. I also actually think that that trade income doesn't help me because it's increasing the cost of the court. See that wealth modifier, I think. Let's test it, right? What if I just stop the automation and cancel the trade? What will happen when my trade will be at 0? It's 0.24, 0.35. I want to go towards naval. 0.24, 0.35. Yeah. 0.07, 0.11. I was just earning 0.07 from trade. That shouldn't work like that. I actually hate it. Well, that's a note when you earn very little from trade. Just don't trade. That location here is now court. which is great. The control that will be getting here will be a bit higher. Let's just now finalize this and start integrating this. Now the subject stuff taken from Age of Renaissance, I'm gonna go back to Age of Traditions because now this advances will be cheaper to be unlocked since they are in the previous age. Just got prestige from an event. That's gonna be risky, but let's do this. Lower Saxon, which makes me of course over the culture's capacity. And changing the primary culture is 50 stability and 50 legitimacy. But that's actually the amount that I started the game with. So we're gonna quickly recover, and that's gonna be absolutely worth it, having in mind that's where I'm expanding. And this culture is so shitty. Let's do this. I should... let's just give him a tick. I'm still accepting this culture, which doesn't take that much of my capacity. So as soon as I integrate these locations, they will become full cores. Now I have to just recover this too. Seeing the integration now is much faster because Lower Saxon is the dominant cultures is the same. So it's 2 a month. It's gonna get it finished just in a few months. And since this is also my culture, these are also immediately becoming my cores. Now, same way I'm gonna start annexing the other subject. To be honest, since this is gonna take so much time, I will release a subject here. How about we annex these guys first though? So instead of integrating that, that's a waste of time. Instead of integrating that, we will go ahead and invest into Republican tradition. So it actually finished also the integration much faster than 62 that was saying earlier. So now, got cores everywhere here. That should make me much stronger. Thousands power. Let me release already a subject in this lands. Oh, maybe no. Let's wait. I'll just also use the interaction to increase the control, at least to get it towards equilibrium. I was about to attack Verden to take over town from them, but my ally Nuremberg did so. So I have to find a new target. I leave Bremen here, but see, Hansa and Austria would be in this one, so no. Let's instead use the parliament to attack these guys here to fix the borders. This would make one of our locations a town. Elsfleth. No, because I'm about to release a subject here, so let's wait with the parliament. My base tax is up to 3 if increased control, which of course also brings up the taxation. So income is 1.4, let's go. Oh, one of my allies is calling me against the other ally. Let's fight each other. Sure, I accept, but I don't think you need my help. Just do it yourself. There goes annexation. I have now to wait for the war to finish to be able to release a new subject. Let's see, this is my court lands now. We need a subject here and then declare on this guys. Let's release the subject. Can it be historical? Yeah, let's release Oldenburg here. Do they have any cores? No, unfortunately. So this is great. Now, they should create a town yes, in my capital. I don't have to spend millions on it. Now, how we have to somehow pass this though. So let's increase the opinion. I don't want a monastery. Let's leave it alone. Let's do this. We'll destroy that monastery later, and now let's wait for an event to get it higher. Worst case, I'll have to take this. And I got immediately 10%. I told you that Dithmarschen has one dynamic historic event. And this is it, the commoners of Dithmarschen. Fried den Huten, Krieg den Palasten. Which is changing the succession law to peasant elective. It is a type of succession of a republic in which the ruler is a peasant elected by election. Absolutely, I love that. Let's take this. Yeah, so we passed it. That's plenty of pop satisfaction, and we've got our first town. So I could not trade buildings. I don't want to increase my costs until we will be earning a decent amount of money from trade. But we could look at getting some actually profitable buildings. In this province, Are there any low raw materials that would help production? Not really. How about we try doing one of this? It's not huge. Let's build it. Unless we save money to create another town in here. How good are the RGOs? Yeah, let's go to the salt. And some better investments than the one in town. Everyone can do one of this. Let's also make sure to destroy these monasteries. It's a waste of money. Oh, and because we have got a town, we have now a burger's estate. Which earns nothing, so let's take this to 0. So how about we give them some privileges? This is 26. Building cost for sure, again, a high loyalty, low of influence. Definitely allow them to build roads. We want capital economy. We want development. And just one more, guys. And I definitely want the overall tax efficiency. Now we can try taxing them to get some money. No, it's not tax until we get some from them. We need more buildings in the towns. I really don't want a civil war with the goddamn patricians. They have 49% power, even though I'm a peasant republic. I will have to pay them money to fuck off.
So I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off.
Okay, fixed. You see, the base tax is actually increasing with the buildings that we are getting, but it's still gonna take ages for us to actually scale. We need to wait for the next parliament to further expand. We need to create more subjects. Since legitimacy is at 100, we can fully pay for stability now. And instead of that, I will change the associative values at last. This is about to change, so I'm not gonna touch it. On the next patch, you know, it's gonna change. Why is it pushing towards land? Because I have a general trade for the lure. That's not good. This is still towards traditional economy. Communalis is great because it gives revoke privilege cost and estate satisfaction. How about you push towards innovative, because we in a way go towards innovative and I can just simply make it faster. So change associative values. Let's go towards innovative. I should probably just build from the level of the province, the location, to know what is gonna bring me the best value for money. And looks like that's gonna be even more fine cloth. These guys don't really have any allies, and that's a good target of my expansion. Have improved relations so much. Yeah, let's maybe not attack them yet. Since we are stronger, I can get in general stronger alliances. So let's get Hesse. There goes the parliament, so let's see. This guy's an allies. Hansa took over lever. Like Hansa is all over us. They wanted to go here. Hansa. Is Austria allied to them, or is it just Austria being Holy Roman Emperor protecting stuff? See, Hansa is not here. Who is Holy Roman Emperor? How about attacking these guys? Mecklenburg is worry. Like all these 3 guys are worrying, because you see, Mecklenburg, my friends, would bring 1,500 troops. So I could declare only if I had allies to help. These guys would. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's try it. I might regret that decision. Just take this to make sure it's easier. Fabricate claim. Unless I go after these guys here. No. Here. No. Here. No, they all have too many allies. I mean, Hansa would be too defeatable. Let's just go after these guys first. Fabricate claim. We might want to try... I want capital economy in general, but I don't want these guys to be too unhappy. Let's try... Oh yeah, let's maybe do that. I'll declare the war. And raise levies. And once they raised, that's when I'm gonna click to lessen levy obligation. So I can get this passed. So make sure that these guys are supportive, so they attach. And we do it together. And see, I'm gonna destroy... Is it the Saxony? Saxonenberg. Just by the quantity difference. That will be gonna be also insane amount of the war score. Oh, and our ruler died. But I should get a monthly election. And I have just one guy to choose from. In this war, I of course want that province, but I'm also gonna make Saxe-Lauenburg my vassal. Just to expand via subjects a bit. Then let's make sure to take reparations from Mecklenburg, money. Can we also... It's Gustav actually. Can we also humiliate them? Yes, a bit of prestige is gonna be of use. Holstein just invited me to the war with Zlewikk, which is great news for us. I can get at least one of these lands from myself. Let's see if we can manage this. Who attacked? Oh, we are defenders. Okay. So what we have? Release Hamburg from Hansa. Shut down the cantors. And that's it. Okay, so at least Hamburg is released. It's not much, but that's an honest increase. We've got base tax in our capital to 4.2. And I keep getting more and more. Should be able to start annexing the subject. In literally right now. And that should be again fast. Because we are of the same culture. And how about we prepare ourselves for the war of Frisia? That's gonna be a crucial expansion for us. So for that war, they're gonna call in Cologne, but I'm gonna call in Hesse and Holstein. And then I've got my subjects. So all of us together should have enough troops to easily win it. I'm so glad that Cologne joined it, because that's so much money I can take. Can we even humiliate? Yeah, 145. Is it most of... Yeah, a big chunk of it is coming to us. Now, fully annexing these guys is not that much antagonism. See, a few nations will care. But that's something we handle with diplomatic reputation. Münster. Utrecht. Actually, they're not gonna be able to join the coalition because I was improving relations with them before. So just look. That in fact nobody cares. I might even invest a bit more into this and improve relations with the others around. I'm not released a subject here yet. First I want to finish annexations of Oldenburg and then I'm gonna follow up with a release here. So I've got 3 new subjects here. This guy is still a subject. We have all of the other lands for ourselves and I need to core this here. I will improve relations with Austria as well, as I want to become a duchy. We are still a county, but we could ask them to get the ducal rights. There it is. Does it make us a duchy automatically? Yes, it does. So see, it gives actually quite a lot. Culture's capacity, Diplo capacity, great powers score, Consent Alliance, that I think that was before, a national slot for a rival. How about we make this guys here a rival? And we have great power number 250, no, 99, thanks to that improvement. I should make my second town here in Elspeth, which is gonna cost me a bit more money than I have, but it's just a few months of saving money. And long term, we will have to figure out a better capital, because Heyday is terrible. You see, when we go here to maritime presence, to natural harbor suitability, it is a terrible natural harbor. And the best one around here seems to be Emden, and that's probably where I'm gonna paste my capital, but that's after I annex these guys here. For now, second town will be created here. We are now also at max stability, max legitimacy. My budget looks great. We don't need to stabilize the country anymore. And instead I work in improving the control here. Oh, my 2 allies are fighting. And from the 2, I would prefer to eat Holstein. Anyway. So let's accept that. See, my amount of the levies is increasing. And maybe we'll get at least 1 locations from this peace deal. I'm actually having, like, what? Almost most of the participation. And myself war score is 40. But before I peace them out, we have to wait till January. And by then, the Lunenburg might peace out. Let's see, maybe they'll give us something. It looks like we got absolutely nothing.
Impossible.
Who would have thought? And next time I have to declare it myself. Oh, France is going to Holland. I'm about to be bordering France. It's also investing into temples. As you see, temple is increasing the control by 5%. So I don't need it in the capital, but I need it in the second town. Looks like Lunenburg is getting them some killed. Because they took so much, they got a coalition. I don't know what they took though, but yeah, that's it. Of our alliance, we have to find a new one. Let's see in the macro builder. Oh yeah, Utrecht. For sure is gonna be a good replacement. And I think I'm gonna aim for Thiers as well. Oh no, these guys are dying to Denmark now. I hope I'm not next. I wanted to take this land when the truce ends in 4 years. It looks like Austria is helping. So they have a chance of winning, because Austria is protecting the HRE. France wins the 100 Years' War. That's a bit early. Look, the giant is just next door to us. Actually, not unfortunately. I thought Denmark expanded here, but it's the other way around. Holstein expanded so much into Denmark.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
So you should be able to take over these lands fairly easily, just as soon as our truce ends, which is 3 years, right? How's our relations? I also may have to somehow destroy that opinion, but that's not gonna be easy because of all of these modifiers. I'm so rich I can actually afford myself a Republican assembly, which is giving me efficiency of the cabinet and also more Republican tradition. Let me focus on taking banking here, because this is a very important branch where I'll be having out of our focus stuff, but parks. That's gonna be important to spread the control. So this is an absolute focus together with the dock. Then on top of that, we'll go for bureaucracy, rack paper. Maritime presence. We don't need Panlock Canal yet. And let's just focus on this for now. The rest, maybe this as well. The rest is not as important. It will be taken later. Actually, it was stupid to build an assembly here because I will have to build again in and then later once I switch the capital, but I'm not switching the capital yet, so maybe it's not that bad. What's the target control? It's actually pretty nice, and once we spread the maritime presence, it's gonna be even better. We might want to simply get some good buildings here. No, it's not 60. That was taken from the, it's 29 of the target control. Let's go ahead and go after Holstein. Over there, I for sure will be focusing on releasing new subjects. Around here, maybe I'll keep this for myself. Remember, this is my capital now, so it's gonna spread control, but I want to switch that capital just very soon. So let's just declare. You see, it is gonna be minus 20 stability, but I can't really get it down because they just love me so much.
They love me.
But it's totally fine. It's not like I'm on low stability. Now that we've got more characters, I have an actual election. I can choose between different variations of rules. Let's go for this guy. So I declared war on Holstein, and for some reason Norway joined that war. So you have to be very cautious about their 3,000 landing somewhere randomly. Okay, they landed straight on my stack, which is great news for us because they landed with low morale. But they're trying again. The reinforcements are coming. Okay, they attacked my vassal. It's fine. Let's focus on getting this siege down because that's the war goal. We get this, it's an easy win. So taking everything from Holstein might be a bit too much. Unless we look at this. Still tiny bit too much. Well, how about we don't take the Northernlands here? Yeah, that is much better. And I have improved relations with most of this. Yeah, that's what we'll take. I can take it already. Let's also take full money. Borders are not perfect because these guys are between us still. And just look at this. Yeah, it's totally fine. I might improve with these guys actually. And these guys. And these guys later. Just in here we need to release a few subjects. We are much stronger so I can have more subjects than early on. So let's release anything historic I could release. Yeah, these guys. And then up north can get this. And this done. While this lands I'm keeping for myself, of course I will have to integrate it. Oh, there's another location here. Let's release it as a subject as well. So that's our diplomatic map mode now. I'm annexing these guys, so it's gonna get better. And then we will actually should earn a decent amount of money from the diplomacy once they all scale a little bit. I'm already heavily preparing to, you know, completely switch the economy of our country. First of all, I'm building towns around my future capital. This is where the base of my economy will be living in the future. I just unlocked the docks as well. Dock. We'll be building them, maybe start with the capital to just start getting sailors. We'll be building them everywhere. So soon I'm gonna unlock barracks, which I will spam to increase my maritime presence. In the meantime, it's time to declare another war. How about this time we'll go after Hamburg? No, I'm not gonna change policy or grant a privilege. Come on. Because declaring on Hamburg is gonna get plenty of people in, but no Austria. So be able to get both Zlewikk here. Is it Zlewikk? How's it called? Zlewikk, as well as Hamburg itself. Hamburg, obviously, is a city. So I might even think about keeping it for myself. And they all have similar troops to us, but they are very like all over the place. So I should use that fact to wipe as many of them as possible before they unite. Let's see how it goes. I've got all of my subjects in. I think that's a bad idea to attack there. Because not only by the numbers we're losing, at least there's no negative dice roll. Well, let's see how it goes. Because the statistics are fairly similar on both of the sides. And the casualties also show that. Let's see, we did exactly what I wanted to avoid. So we allow them to unite in one location. So now it's gonna be harder to fight them. Since I fully occupied Zlewikk, I should be able to separate piece them to reduce the amount of the armies on the other side. Absolutely. What's so useful about the dock is that besides the monthly sailors, that will be very useful, it also allows me to build ships, but more importantly, there's harbor capacity. Harbor capacity then impacts the proximity spread through the sea. I had to do a 300 IQ move. They have more numbers than I do in one stack. So I just went to Carpetfish Munster and got all of this before they came as a reaction. And this is enough to separate peace and even take some money. Now without Munster in the war, this is gonna end very soon. This war also allows me to take Zlewikk. There's not that much of antagonism. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna keep both of the cities, because this is gonna let me take over the market. Why this is not so far away, I should be able to spread via maritime presence. You see, this is next to the sea. Via maritime presence, I'll be able to spread big control to the Hamburg itself. Now, our map mode looks much better. I still have to take down the red guys, but that's gonna be hard because of Austria protecting them. See, I could start making some money from this market, but I'm not sure it's gonna be worth it. So, okay, have 7 of balance, right? I'm just gonna turn in the automation. Let's see how much money I'm gonna earn and how much more I'm gonna spend because of that. So 7 ducats. Down to 5. Yeah, now I pay more for the code, but yeah, looks like it just increases the cost so much. It's not yet worth it. I'm sure it's gonna be worth it later, but for now it is not. To go faster towards naval associated value, I'm gonna get our consul as the leader of the navy, because you will see that this gives us 0.10 of monthly change of associated value. There goes the bureaucracy law I was mentioning earlier. You see, you can choose between centralization and decentralization. It's gonna be changed in the next patch, which is probably released around the time I'm releasing that video. Let me just go for the centralization for now. Let's see how the beta patch turns out in the actual live patch. See, Hamburg, even without changing the capital, is gonna have 73 maximum control, because it is actually just a season away from my capital. And yeah, the preparations are very important to get everything organized. We're getting this finished soon. And in the meantime, I want to attack Holland to grab all of these lands ideally, he has no control, does he? Yeah, over this land, so this should be really easy to grab. War itself should be, again, rather close, but at this point we should be having an advantage. He likes me, so as usual I have to send an insult first. I can already have 4,000 of levies, so that's definitely gives me an edge. Because I don't think he's gonna be able to get, yeah, that many. You know from my other videos that armors are a great source of boosting your base stacks. That's why they are gonna be my next goal to prioritize. Yeah, I was so sure about that war, but Lunenburg actually intervened in it. I think they rivaled me, so they could do that. And we are losing more troops, and they have more troops than us. And trying to separate peace Luxembourg to react to this. I'll be able to regain some levies though. At least that Lübeck fort is helping us survive from getting fully carpet siege, but they did carpet siege a lot. See, they managed to get 2-1 losses in that war almost. But I did piece out all of their allies, so now I just have to go and get the war goal. And free war exhaustion does not help at all. We should actually, once I integrate Holstein, I should use a cabinet to reduce war exhaustion. I should also not piece out before I organize the burger insurgents. The civil cannot start during war. I don't need to increase the loyalty much more to achieve that. That's very annoying, but when you I wiped their troops 4 times, and each time they could just recreate the whole stack. Yeah, I have to peace out. I want all of this, so that's fine. As usual, I'm gonna take the depot rep to reduce this. I will have the civil war, but look at these borders. Obviously I have to fix this, but that's a job for later. Let's go handle the civil war. You can just hover and see what's happening. It's just few locations, so it's fine. It's time for us to change the capitals. Look, that's our current proximity. Started to nicely spread it, but Emden is gonna be much more important in that job. I have enough money, enough stability. Let's start moving at the capital. The effect might be not so immediate, but let's see how it works for us. Okay, let's see it. That's our current proximity map. After I switch the capital, I think it needs a month tick. You don't really have to look at the numbers, just the colors. See how much of a difference it is right now? And this is before even we spread the maritime presence farther. It's actually not bad, but we need to spread it much more. That's a question that you often guys ask. Oh, Zlewikk, how do you build in all of the markets, not just one market? You look at this X, you can then just build wherever you want. See, because Emden harbor capacity is 94, 80 is natural, I'm getting more from dock and protected harbor. See, that gives me local maritime presence, 0.28. And you see proximity cost for port is minus 70% thanks to that. In case you're interested, because I play so much zoomed in, this is the map of Europe so far. I think we pretty much reached more or less everywhere the equilibrium of the control. And look how tax base changed over time thanks to this. Actually the highest is in Hamburg. What I'll spam now are marketplaces. I can't play without trade. We just gotta spam the hell out of this, increase our trade capacity, and start making some trading money. This also increased our amount of the levies to 5,000. Finally, Renaissance unlocked. I can get guarantee form, cabinet seat, crown power, some other important bonuses here. Hansa is finally not protected so heavily as it was before. Oh, I need innovative. Thanks to which I can get finally a claim on these guys and freely conquer them. I'm gonna take these 3 locations that I was lacking and make Hansa my subject. That should be the ideal solution. Because then the subject interactions, it's a weird type of subject because they don't own land, but in the subject interactions later, I should be able to take over their trade. Let's see how it works. So let's divert trade from them, and I'll anyway probably block their buildings, because even divert trade just gives me half of their trade power. Well, let's see how node looks like now. Yeah, we are the strongest by far, but let's see if we're gonna make any money on the trade, because look, without the trade, I'm making 13 ducats. With the trade enabled, if you give it a month tick, I'm making 4 ducats, because that's just increasing the cost so much. Trading is just useless because of that. Just weird. I think the base cost of the stuff should be mainly based on the taxes, not the goddamn trade, which should be profitable. But yeah, with the money that I have, I will create a second node in Emden, because my issue is Zlewikk is great, but my main provinces are here, and their market access is only around 70%, which means I'm reducing output of my buildings and profit of my RGOs by 30% here because of that. So let me go ahead, create market. Why is it building here? I just hate that it does this. Emden, please. Now, that's how the new split of the market looks like. Of course, Zlewikk is much more powerful, but I don't mind, because now the important locations for us have high market access. Should increase our tax base, but a bit, because it's not like I have a huge amount of tax base in general. Yeah, it's up to 70 now. And even if I tried trading here, I don't think I'm gonna earn some money, but let's try it again. So it was 10 ducats of positive balance without trade. With the trade, it's gonna go down to 0. Fucking 0. That's how so annoying it is. To spread our proximity even more, I should start building some roads for locations that are not sea locations. Like, for example, you see now proximity here comes from Emden to Leer, and from Leer to Oldenburg. So I need a road from Leer to Oldenburg to shorten it. And same way, proximity here comes through this location. So I need to build road between these two. And let's see, the proximity to Oldenburg is 31.28 without the road. And see, it's up to almost 50 with the road finished. So my control will be increasing to 52% from 37. Here, of course, it's not even integrated yet, so I'm gonna get shit from it, but that's a long-term impact we are working on. There goes another free town we're gonna receive. That's a few hundred ducats. Over here is not the best one, but we take whatever they give us. This is a funny one, because I don't really have a crown in this current form, so I'm fine doing this. That's higher levy size of the nobles once I even unlock their levies, and more satisfaction. This is also not bad. This is less power, but also less satisfaction. This is also not so bad, but yeah, that will not happen. Or maybe it will. No, I would have to give them more privileges to achieve that. How about we just simply take this? As I'm finally making some more money, I can also start building temples in all of the towns and cities. And temple, as a reminder, gives 5% max control. I made the trades around even. The cost increased as much as I'm earning from the trade, but it was just so weird playing without the trade income. So fix that. I say it's a bit, and we'll be improving that together with our base tax. You know, trades, besides the impact on income, also impacts the demand for the certain goods in your market, so that's why I cannot just skip it. Anyway, with just a year to age of discovery, this is why I'm gonna finish this video. Look, this is nice terrain that we've conquered. The peasant republic is spreading. This is how our control is looking like. We are steadily increasing that, and next few decades will be a huge boom for sure. Proximity, our tax base, in general the economy looks great for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this peasant republic gameplay. Also first time playing in HRE, but not much I can do as a peasant republic in HRE. And let me know by liking and commenting this video if you'd like me to actually record a part 2 to these opening moves. For today, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you very soon. Bye.